Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm a structural engineer. I work at Curtins. I use maths and physics to ensure that buildings are stable and strong enough to stand up and withstand things like wind and earthquakes. I didn't always want to be an engineer, but I did always want to work with buildings, and I love to draw, so I started studying architecture at university. After a while I realised that I actually missed maths, and I was more interested in how a building stands up rather than what it looked like. So I changed subjects and I started studying structural engineering. When I was at university, I had a few part-time jobs, one of which I worked at a sweet shop, which was the best time of my life. I have quite a few fillings now. I also worked at Silverstone, which is where they do the F1 Grand Prix. I just showed people where to park, and I also worked on the reception desk. After I graduated, I joined the grad scheme at one of the UK's largest engineering firms. I got to work on some massive projects like Crossrail, which is the biggest construction project of my generation. It's basically a new underground train line that runs through London. I got to work with massive teams with loads of different people, loads of different disciplines, and I got some management experience, but I was struggling to get technical experience. Now I work for a slightly smaller company called Curtins, and I've managed to get this technical experience. I work with a smaller team, and I actually have a bit more responsibility. Some people think of hard hats and high visors when they think of engineers, but my role is more office-based. I do a lot of design work. I work with a small team of about 4 engineers at different levels. Some of us are chartered, which basically is just another test you can do to prove your competence. You get a bit more responsibility, and you also get a bit of a pay rise, which is quite nice. Within our team, we also have a technician who, when we do the design work, they translate that to either 2D drawings or 3D models. And then these can be overlaid with the architect's models and the other engineers like mechanical and electrical engineers. And we can make sure that the building all fits together and there aren't any clashes. So a lot of the work I do is design work, which I can either do on computer programs or through hand calculations, where I use applied maths and physics to design the building. I can size things like columns and walls and slabs. I also do a lot of coordination with architects and other people in the design team, like mechanical and electrical engineers, and we do this through meetings and workshops. During the pandemic, my day-to-day job hasn't really changed that much, apart from the fact that we're all working from home now. So the coordination meetings, which I mentioned previously, we now do through video conference or through phone calls. Although a lot of construction sites have shut down and the supply chains for these sites have stopped, a lot of the work which we do is actually pre-construction phase. So all the design work and the coordination work, which I was talking about, that can still go ahead as normal. So if engineering sounds interesting to you and you like buildings, if you are good at problem solving, or if you're good at creative thinking, then maybe engineering might be something you'd like to look into as a career for you in the future. You can do this either the way that I've done it through university, or you can also do it through apprenticeships, which basically means you're learning on the job and you're getting paid while you do it. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.